It won't be wrong for me to say that us foreigners in Germany are pretty good with money until there's an unexpected expense. But generally, we are quite good. But even then, it's good to see how other people do with their personal finances. For example, I love watching other people's videos on how they manage their income. Do they budget or just wing it? How do they save money and their investing strategy? So in this video, I thought I should share exactly how I budget, save, and invest my money as a foreigner in Germany. By the way, if you're new to the channel, my name is Ahsan. I'm a researcher, and on this channel we discuss how to succeed financially in Germany. As I said, I'm a researcher and my main income is from my full-time job. I do earn some money from YouTube, but it's nowhere comparable with my full-time job, and it's also not a consistent amount which goes up and down. Just the other month, YouTube decided to cut the monetization of this channel to about 1/4 out of nowhere. But thankfully, things are back to normal. So the way I have set up the inflow and outflow of money is through different bank accounts. At the moment, I have 3 bank accounts: Deutsche Bank, DKB, and Revolut. Ideally, I should keep my business expenses totally separate from my personal expenses with the help of a separate bank account, which I do not do. However, I record every business income and expense, which I will talk about later on in the video. So I move all of the income I get from my full-time job, YouTube AdSense, affiliate income, and any sponsor income into my Deutsche Bank account. This way, I get to know how much money is coming in each month. From this account, all of my private fixed expenses are cut on the first working day of the month automatically. For example, my rent, electricity bill, gym, and other memberships. I'm on the public health insurance system, so that amount obviously gets cut from my salary along with other social contributions. Next, I send half of the income from YouTube AdSense, affiliate, and sponsorships to my Revolut account. Now, the Revolut account acts as a taxable account for me. This is the money I will have to pay the next year in taxes for my business. Now, obviously, the tax is based on the profit and not the revenue, but I still like to send this amount there just to be on the safe side. Another thing which I used to do in the past and do not do anymore is track all of my income and expenses using an app called Finance Guru. It's a great app with free and paid features which do help a lot. With that, I used to track how much I spent on different categories like food, eating out, clothing, etc. The app helped me analyze each and every category in figuring out where I can save or spend a little bit more. It was absolutely great. If you're interested, I'll put a link below the like button. But later on, I found out that I was spending too much time on the app over analyzing things. So I had to uninstall it. But what I can say is that I was able to find some good data regarding my spending habits. Maybe I'll install it again in the future, but right now I know approximately how much I spent. With that info, I can send a fixed amount of money to my DKB bank account. With this separation, I can track all of my variable expenses like groceries, clothing, eating out, petrol for the car, and all non-business related expenses with the DKB bank account. Now, the DKB mobile app is quite basic and doesn't have any data analysis going on. On the one hand, it would be great for me to know exactly how much I'm spending on each category. On the other hand, I do feel that there is some flexibility for me to spend a varied amount of money on different things. Here, I would like to mention one thing. Do as I say, not as I do when it comes to budgeting. Please make a monthly budget and stick to it. I'm saying this because I have built this habit of staying approximately within a set budget without tracking everything. I'm able to do so because I had been tracking things meticulously for more than 7 years ever since I came to Germany. I always knew how much money I spent on each major category. But since the past couple of years, I have given myself a little bit more room to spend a bit more money here and there. That said, again, please build the muscle of budgeting and controlling your spending before you go and handle your finances without a fixed budget. For cash withdrawals, I prefer Deutsche Bank because I have many cash group ATMs where I live. But as soon as I withdraw cash from the Deutsche Bank card, I make an online transfer of the same amount from the DKB account back into Deutsche Bank. I know it's another step and it could be easier for me to just use DKB, but it's not a perfect system. But right now, this system works for me, so I won't be changing anything for the time being. Please hit the like button if you're getting value from this video and consider subscribing. As far as credit card expenses are considered, I try not to use credit cards in the first place. But for travel bookings, it's a no-brainer because I get free travel health insurance, luggage insurance, and many other things if I book the flight ticket using my credit card. You can watch this video if you're interested in knowing which cards I use and recommend. With that said, I do not wait for the invoice of the credit card to come. I pay off my credit card as soon as I make a payment using it. This might seem weird, but I do not want to risk paying interest payments. And as I have said in most of the credit card videos I've made, please don't get into credit card debt. Only use the credit card to get travel benefits or at places where it's the only option, but only using the money that you already have. Because credit card debt is extremely bad, and paying 25+% interest is stupid at best and a reason for financial disaster in the worst case. Now you might be wondering about my emergency fund. Well, my Revolut bank account also has my emergency fund. Again, it would be great to have another separate bank account for it, but 3 accounts at the moment are enough for me to handle. And on top of that, in the worst case scenario, I can dip into my Revolut funds in the short term as I have to pay my tax bill the next year either way. So I would have some time to replenish those funds and not dip into my investment accounts. Speaking of taxes, I do make a prepayment every quarter. So the overall tax next year is a bit lesser than the money I have in my Revolut account. As I mentioned in the start of the video, I track all of my business income and expenses. I do it using an app called Get Sorted. I have mentioned it in my business related videos, but essentially it's an accounting app where I track my income and expenses. The best thing about this app is that it's made for businesses and freelancers in Germany, which is very helpful, and the free version is enough for many people, including myself. So as soon as I get any non-full-time job income, I make an entry in the app to track it. And if I have any business expenses, I make an expense entry into the app. This way, a couple of minutes of tracking each month saves me hours when I file my tax return. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a detailed video on it or if you have any other questions. Alright, let's talk about saving and investing. When it comes to saving and investing, I use a version of pay yourself first. With the pay yourself first method, you put a portion of your paycheck into retirement, emergency or other goal-based savings account before you spend any of it. This way you are forced to save and invest first before spending your money on other things. When it comes to saving, I am not a big fan of cash. But as I've mentioned earlier in this video, I'll send a little bit more than what is needed into my Revolut account. This acts as cash savings, which I reassess right after my tax assessment. So instead of saving as cash, I invest it instead. Again, on the first of the month, all of the money I want to invest gets sent into 2 broker accounts. The first is Scalable Capital. And as you might know from my portfolio update videos, I have set up savings plans which auto-invest a fixed amount of money each month in an ETF, some individual stocks, and in crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The second broker is one which I don't want to share right now as I'm still testing it. I'll make a video on it soon when I have done enough research on it. Additionally, I have a pension plan with my employer. You can say it's the closest thing to a 401k plan in Germany where a portion of my pre-tax salary is put into a pension fund and the same amount is matched by my employer. Last time I checked, I would be getting around 100 euros per month in pension when I retire without putting any further contributions to it. Now about 100 euros is nothing, but just like other things, it will grow with time as I keep contributing into it. Now the fastest way to increase your wealth is to start saving and investing as early as possible. But obviously, there is only so much you can do to save money. One of the best ways to make more money is to start your own business, which I discuss in this video. And in this video, I discuss how to plan for retirement in Germany. So thanks for watching, bleib gesund, and I'll see you in either of these 2 videos.